news, and I am live. Just like your Wakanda Wilder. Ngannou won the fight. Fury outpointed him, says Robert Jacobs, smacking knobs on Friday the 13th. Luca, you had to support Francis in secret. uh, Smacking knobs on Friday the 13th. A Furinoid calling me biased. That's hilarious. You were talking about Fury beating Lewis, and Ngannou beat your boy with no boxing experience. Usyk fight is off, says online. Fury wouldn't last 3 rounds against the likes of Lewis, Holyfield, and a prime Tyson. Ngannou took his time, patient, came forward, and didn't back off. No, he didn't. Luca, MF, English isn't my first language. I'm not biased. Let's not forget, Fury barely beat a 39-year-old Vlad. He couldn't take a temple shot from an MMA striker. Vitali, the king of the temple shots, would have laid out Fury. Well, I think Vitali would have beat Tyson. I just think that. I just think Tyson at this point, you know, I don't think he'd ever beat Vitali. Vitali was too aggressive. Manny Pacquiao said Tyson won along with a few other ex-boxers and commentators. Yeah, they're pretty much the minority though. I seen that shit with Manny Pacquiao. He was the only one like, yay! And I'm like, okay, you're by yourself on that one, bud. Fury has embarrassed the sport of boxing. Online, go back at Francis Mac Life and tell me then if a door will stop Francis. The Mediterranean Ocean didn't stop him. Sir Teabag, counterpunch to you. Renee Padilla, salute Kurt, real deal, Kurt DeVille, bars. That's what's up, man. How you be, Renee? Fury's total 6 world title fights. Wilder 3 times, 2 39-year-old and a half fit white. Fury versus Usyk, December 23rd. We knew it all along. Well, I do think that was contentious on that fight happening. I don't think Tyson, unless he just got knocked out, he wasn't going to lose, you know, but the fight was close to on the scorecards, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like that bad. It wasn't like some shit like Canelo versus Lara. And then I'll tell you, that just goes to show you like fights like that had weird, stupid scorecards like, you know, 113, 111, 117, 111 type shit. And a fight that was that competitive, it just shows you that there was a fix on those. So a lot of people are pissed off because of the knockdown. But then there's other fights that we really need to look at and observe and understand like that shit was really wrong, because you should be mad at all of these scorecards. In fact, you should be furious at the guy like Levi Martinez's scorecard that was shit. That weed must be strong. Kurt, this is equivalent of Conor McGregor beating Floyd, but worse. Floyd was retired, whereas Tyson's meant to be in his prime. Well, there's been a rumor that Tyson Fury's legs are gone. He's not the same fighter. And I think, and it's rumored that because he's not, that's why he doesn't fight guys that move or guys that are dangerous. And if you notice, a lot of these fights that Tyson Fury has taken in the last 3 or 4 years, really, they haven't been really top notch. I mean, Wilder is inexperienced, but he's dangerous. But that's the only thing. He just has a punch, you know. Before Malik Scott came in, but he beat a Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder's uncoordinated. He doesn't really put punches together well, to be honest. I mean, if it's not for the 1-2, that's pretty much that. You know what I mean? He's not going to put a 1-2, then a hook, then a right uppercut, then a left uppercut. You know what I mean? He doesn't like put together shots like that. And Malik Scott was really working with him. And I don't honestly think he had enough time with him to show him what he really wanted. So, but if you fight someone with the same type of style 3 times, how the fuck can you claim to be the best fighter in the world based on the guys you fought? And when I ask people that, the first thing people say, "Oh, you're hating on Fury." I'm not hating on Fury. I just want to understand, like, if I beat the same fucking guy over again and over again, how is that warranted me being the best if I haven't fought all these other fucking guys? That's all it took for him to fight another guy with another style. That's it. That guy with that other style, Francis Ngannou, had a different style. He waited, he was patient, and he was tough as shit. That 1-2 didn't shock him and put him down, and Francis Ngannou's been stopped a few times in the UFC. But those punches that Tyson Fury was throwing wasn't hurting him. You know, so the day after, people looking back at that shit, Tyson Fury didn't give him anything to respect. So you got to ask yourself, well, damn, how hard does Tyson Fury really punch? Or how good is Deontay Wilder's chin really? Because Wilder might just be a damaged motherfucker and he ain't fought since. You know what I mean? And really, Helenius didn't really touch him like he touched up AJ. Okay, so Wilder just caught him early. Good night. Good for him, because maybe, just maybe, let's see Robert Helenius putting hands and feet on Deontay Wilder. You know, you don't know what condition his chin is in. Because I do know that the punches that Tyson was hitting him with, you know, he was jabbing or he was hooking and throwing that right behind it, but he was doing it quick because he didn't want to exchange. He didn't want any drama with that shit. He didn't want any back and forth. Okay? That's why he either went in to grab because he didn't want to get hit, which I thought that was strange, or he got off first and got the hell out of the way and then grabbed. So, like, and those punches didn't even affect him. Even when Ngannou was tired, and fatigue makes cowards of men, because a lot of things when you get tired starts affecting you. You know, when you're boxing, if you ever sparred, most of the time, if you're not in shape, the worst thing, it ain't the person that's punching you. It's the fucking stamina that you have lack of, that wants you either want to quit, and then everything on top of that is a force, okay? I told folks Francis wasn't allowed to win. Kurt, how long you been live for? Man, I just been live for 8 minutes. We got a super chat from Bryce Productions. Francis impressed me. I'd like to see him box Usyk. Well, that's a different fight altogether. You know, I think people need to understand that Francis Ngannou, he was trained by one of the guys, one of the best guys, really two. Okay, like I reminded people yesterday, Francis Ngannou started his tutelage under Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas is a prodigy of Customado. Then he decided not to go with Teddy Atlas. Who did he go with? Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a direct prodigy student of Customado. So everything he learned was trickled down from Customado, which is crazy. You know, so having that type of influence, that type of backing, bro, you know, he had the right type of shit and it fit his style. And if you notice, Ngannou started mixing his ass. You know, he started putting these punches together. And what did Fury do? Hold, elude, run, avoid, flee. This motherfucker was gone. He didn't want any of that. But he was getting caught all upside the head, and you know what I mean? And then he had the nerve to say the shit was a rabbit punch. This motherfucker had the nerve to say, oh, I went down because it was a behind the head punch. All the fucking punches that you've landed on Wilder, and Wilder's landed on you, to be fair. All these punches that you've landed that were way back here. You know, because he caught him here, people. He caught this motherfucker right here, and he went down. It was a temple shot. We seen it. That's what it is, and that's how it went. You know, but the shots that he threw were more debatable, way more debatable than the shit he got hit with. We got another super chat by Art Learn App coming in with that half a duh. Fury should have vacated the belt before Ngannou fight. I think Zhang, AJ, Usyk, and Wilder is left. Those four need to fight it out to see who's the best, in my opinion. Well, listen. Here's the deal. I'm not going to say Fury should have did whatever. I just think the president should have had some balls. He should have had some balls and some dignity to do the right thing and put the belt on the line. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. If you got somebody that's challenging the champion, if he beats the champion, that means he receives the fucking belt. Ngannou was not even designed to get the perks or the opportunity, okay, to win that belt. He wasn't even in play. If he would have knocked Tyson Fury ass out cold, he still wouldn't have got that belt. Which I'm like, okay, what world did this fucking live in? What world is this existent? Only in boxing. Then you got motherfuckers from USC now. You got Cormier talking shit, which he should. Chael Sonnen talking shit, as he should. Chuck Liddell talking shit, as he should. You got all these dudes now shitting on boxing, taking a big nasty shit on boxing right now because of the shit that's going on, because now people are starting to pay attention, because now it wasn't just an exhibition. This was something a lot more. Okay, I thought it was just to build up and they were going to kind of run around each other and Fury was just going to you know, let me grab this motherfucker. And that's what he thought that type of fight was going to be, but it wasn't, because Ngannou was coming for something much more, by force, okay? And that's exactly what he did. John and Tommy Fury were making a fast getaway last night, but Raheem still put a camera in their face. And there's another thing, people. Let's talk about the post-conference. Henry G, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. This motherfucker canceled his own press conference. You canceled your own press conference. Why? This motherfucker was beat up. He had a black eye. Look at him, Francis Ngannou. He didn't have a scratch on him. I seen a little blood, I think, from the nose of Ngannou, I think was round 8 or 9. Okay. Whereas Tyson Fury, this motherfucker had a swollen eye. What was it? Left eye swollen. He had fucking cuts and bruises, abrasions and shit like that, like he got in a fucking car wreck. And the car wreck was Francis Ngannou. Jim 82 coming in with that love. The Furies missed the post-fight presser. They didn't miss it, bro. They canceled. He didn't have any broken arms or limbs or cuts like that. You know? He got beat up by a dude that has never been in the ring. And I want to remind you guys of something very, very, very important. Tyson Fury made a statement after this fight was announced. And he said, if I lose to Francis Ngannou, I will never be able to show my face again. This is probably what's happening. He probably felt, it's not that deep, people. He felt that I got my ass beat by a UFC fighter. Let me run. Let me go hide. Where's the fucking rock? Let me climb up under. You know what I mean? And I think that was his first move and his first attempt to do exactly that. Crawl up under a fucking rock because you got your ass whooped. That's why you canceled that press conference. And it's sad. You ever heard of that? You ever heard of such a thing? And it just lets me know how fragile. You know something? Let's fucking keep it 100. The heavyweights of the three-headed dragon. Remember Lenox Lewis talked about the heavyweights of the three-headed dragon. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, champs or former champs, all once upon a time undefeated. Now, all of these motherfuckers got some type of mental issue, and they're not really as strong as we think they are mentally upstairs. And Tyson Fury is look, and he is reminding me of someone that does not have thick skin. In fact, it's very thin. Bars. We got another super chat by Robert Volkov coming in with that. Cinco! Fury tried to use the tactics he used in Wilder 2 and 3, and it failed. Fury is a disgrace to the heavyweight division. Well, here's the thing. I don't know about a disgrace. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. But it shows you people, I have to remind you, you can't do the same shit against a different fighter and think that shit's gonna work. See, yeah, he did try that Wilder shit. Let me get off first and let me grab him, let me put him in the headlock, let me smother him, let me hold him, let me clinch him, let me use the ring. Now you guys see the ring. Remember the issue was with the 20-inch ring versus the 24-inch ring, or foot ring rather, the 24-inch ring and the 20-foot ring. And then Francis called him out like, yo, your people wanted a bigger ring, motherfucker. What up with that? My people didn't do that. I didn't do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, they did. You know, because he needed time to move his ass around. The bigger the ring, the more space he has to elude. Sugar Hill had to tell him stop trying so hard. Fury overlooked Ngannou simple. I remember when he told him to stop that shit. I don't know what he said exactly. I think he said, I thought he said, stop or sit down on your punches. Fury didn't train, and it showed. He overlooked Ngannou, but especially in heavyweight division where everyone can bang, you can't overlook anyone. Scummy, let me tell you something. I don't know what Tyson Fury did, because Tyson Fury lies so much. You don't really know what he did. For all we know, Tyson Fury probably got drunk and high. I know that motherfucker was high this time last year. I know he was high at that fight. That motherfucker had the coke throat. That motherfucker's mouth couldn't keep still. Why do you think I have that in my intro? I knew he was high. When he called out Anthony Joshua, anybody that calls out a guy that just got his ass whooped by a guy that you ain't fighting, you got to be on something. Monday, he couldn't even keep his mouth closed, and he was sweating. Monday, that motherfucker was high. So I think Tyson Fury, I don't know how much he really trains, but maybe this is a wake-up call. So if he hasn't really trained, if he hasn't really put a best foot forward, he's going to have to against Usyk. Yes, he's lost a lot of fucking fans. See, he lost fans earlier this year by not fighting Usyk. Okay? He lost fans. He lost a lot of them. The bona fide, fanboys, they gave him a shot. But, he lost a lot of fans then, and he lost a lot of fans now. But this is karma through and through. That's why you don't pick a fight that you think is going to be easier, because sometimes God bites you in the ass. Because, see, he thought that was going to be an easy fight. Hey, he ain't never fought before. Bring him to my world. So that's what he thought. He was like, and really, he's thinking, okay, I don't care who he gets. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. And it just tells you what happens with Tyson Fury when he can't hurt you. I don't know his physical condition. They were talking about how much weight he lost and shit like that. Bro, he could have been doing cocaine and lost that damn weight. We don't know. Do you really think when he beat Vladimir Klitschko in 2015, understand, you can get on some shit and have you thinking all fucked up for a while. You could fall off, you could relapse, you could do a lot of shit. That meant that, and then what he had in his system, the nandrolone shit was weird, but then he tested positive for cocaine. This is not a rumor. This is not something I think. This is not something I wish. This is what happened. He had drugs in his system. Okay, and he said it because he started getting high, and he just said fuck it. And you don't know how much and how long he's really been doing that. You know what I mean? I just think he got to a plateau in his life where he said, you know what? I don't have to do shit no more. I'm already here. I've already arrived. Give me the plate. Give me whatever the hell I'm going to do and give it to me a lot. However he did it. Okay? Bill Keevan coming in with a Cinco. What's up, champ? I hope you are good. The three-headed dragon is dead now. It's now the Usyk era. Fury will never take him on now. I mean, something strange. Appreciate that super chat and everybody else's love. But I want to make something clear to everybody. When Tyson Fury was asked about Usyk, he did not call out Usyk. Yeah, he had the face-off because I think he had to because everybody was there. See, he couldn't say, well, hey, I want you. He didn't call him out. He didn't do that shit he did after the Derek Chisora fight, did he? No, he did not. He just said, I'm going to go take me a nice rest. I'm going to take me a nice rest, and we'll see what happens after that. And then he had the little face-off with Usyk and shit like that. But it wasn't really anything that he said that gave you the thumbs up that he was going to take on Alexander Usyk in December on the 23rd. Yeah, he might have got it signed or whatever, but you would think a fighter that had something signed already would already be ready to prepare himself for a speech or what the fuck he's going to say to this man that he knew that's going to be ringside, which is Alexander Usyk was ringside watching him and shit, taking mental notes, calmly looking at him, right? Like a predator watches a fucking prey. All right. So I think that's what that was. I think Tyson Fury at that point didn't know where he was. Shit, he might have been still buzzed. Kurt, you're keeping it real, brother. I mean, how else can I do it? Renee Padilla coming in with a half a duck. Says Fury will now say Francis beat Wilder. Francis looks like he didn't that explosive in his punch. Eddie Hearn wants AJ to fight Francis, and Mike is meant to pass it on like cuss. Renee Padilla, appreciate that love. Let me tell you guys something first of all, and I want you to pay attention. Okay, my memory ain't short. Joshua didn't want no fucking Francis Ngannou fight. He turned it down. You guys can remember that? He turned down the fight. He didn't want to fight a UFC guy. He wanted a real boxer. You know what I mean? And then here's the deal. If AJ would have took that fight and the same thing would have happened or worse, he would have been sitting where Tyson Fury is right now. And they would have been talking shit about AJ on how far he's really fell from grace. Taking on a UFC fighter, let alone getting his ass dropped by one. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So if Eddie's talking about, hey, I want Anthony Joshua to fight him, remember what Anthony Joshua already said. He didn't want to fight him. So if that fight pops out of thin air, that means Eddie persuaded AJ to take that fight. He persuaded him to take that fight. I thought he was smarter than that. Some people have been saying Fury has been slowing down since the second Wilder fight. Well, people, you have to remind yourself that's a good point. Metalli 10-8-94. Listen, Tyson Fury was supposed to have been losing his steam in 2019. Bars. Listen, you guys remember the Otto Vailene fight? What happened at that time? He got cut two sides. He got cut on his face. He had a grueling, scary fight against Otto Vailene. Okay? And the first thing people said was, well, he's not the same. Right? He's not the same. The fight with Wilder claimed that he was the reason for Tyson Fury fighting the way he was because of the concussive punches that he put on Tyson Fury the year before that. Okay, so yeah, Tyson Fury was not in good standing until he did what? He beat Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder revived Tyson Fury's career, and people forgot all about the criticism and the doubt, okay, that they had upon Tyson Fury back in 2019. I want to tell all of you, I told you, Jacob. And Will comes in with another Cinco. The only way Fury redeems himself is a rematch where he destroys Ngannou. Well, that's a start because, see, even if he fights Usyk and beats Usyk at this point, he's still going to have who? Francis out there claiming moral victories and shit. The unofficial heavyweight champion of the world on the WBC end, but the WBC had nothing to do with it. And my question is, what the fuck was Mauricio doing there? You weren't sanctioning anything. Why were you there? Shout out to Will for that, Cinco. Appreciate you, brother. Why was Mauricio Suleiman in fucking Saudi Arabia? The belts weren't on the line. He had nothing to do with it. It wasn't a 12-round fight. It wasn't a WBC sanctioned fight. So what were you doing there? I guess he was waiting for that 3%. I am there to give support to the WBC champion and Tyson Fury because he is still the champion, even though he will not fight for the WBC championship tonight. Okay, if you know that, why are you there? I want my 3%. They used WBC judges and the referee. Well, that's to protect Tyson. You guys remember that judge, that one judge that scored it like 8 rounds to 4? Yeah. This fight was just to plumb up December. That's why the WBC and for the split decision. Well, I think that shit was rigged, man. But I mean, it was set up though. Things have to be set in place because it's too much fucking money, people. It's too much money involved when you're dealing with Usyk versus Fury. Undisputed fight. Come on, man. An undisputed fight. When was the last time? 20 years, 2 decades? We haven't had an undisputed champion since Lenox Lewis. And before that was Hasim Rahman. And before that was Lenox Lewis because Rahman knocked out Lenox Lewis. Okay, in Johannesburg. Then, he got it right back from him. But then, okay, those were the last 2 champions undisputed. Okay, so they weren't going to fuck that up. Saudi Arabia had too much money that they already have set aside for Usyk taking on Tyson Fury. This is a black eye to the whole fucking event now, though, because now you got a guy that comes out of left field that was cherry picked to do what he didn't supposed to do. He didn't supposed to do what he did. He was just going to be paid more than he ever been paid coming from USC. He was another sacrificial lamb that didn't die. You're supposed to die, motherfucker. You didn't supposed to kill. Robert Volkin coming in with another half a. Duh. No one remembers how Fury was having elbow issues fighting the Crunk style versus Wilder, which he realized would fare better against Wilder since Wilder has no inside game and chicken legs to handle the weight. Robert Volkov, appreciate that super chat. Keep these super chats coming. I appreciate you guys. However, let me counterpunch you. Well, don't talk about the man's legs. Just because he has chicken legs don't mean he's weak. How about Tyson Fury's biggest shit? How about if anybody that big, 200 to 300 pounds, weighing down on you, that's going to make anybody's legs weak. Okay, now you are right. Wilder don't have inside game. He never had. To be fair, he's not really designed to be an inside puncher, though. You know what I mean? He's uncoordinated. The man's built like an NBA player. If you've ever seen 2 NBA players fight, that's some lanky shit. Hands are all over the fucking place. They're, you swear they fucking doing double dutch or something trying to swing because they have long limbs. If Wilder, I'm calling Ngannou right now, selling boxing hardest puncher versus MMA's hardest puncher. The curious and the foolish. The curious and the foolish buy this fight. Let's get her done. Well, there is potential for Francis Ngannou. Let me ask you guys a question, though. Let's rewind back to 2017. Let's go back to 2017. What do you guys think would have happened to Conor McGregor if he would have stopped Floyd Money Mayweather? This motherfucker would have been getting, he would have probably fought Canelo. He would have probably fought, who else could he have fought back then? There's a lot of people. Manny Pacquiao was once in line to fight Conor McGregor. It would have been a lot of people fought. Conor McGregor would have made twice, because I mean, he made a shitload of money when he fought Floyd. That was like, either if it wasn't the highest paid event, it was the second, because the first, I believe, was still Maypac. Eddie Hearn will manage Francis in boxing. No, you know what I think will happen? Frank Warren will get him, like he did Zane. See, Frank Warren is becoming the white Don King. I'm not going to follow him. I'm going to sign him. With that dent in his forehead. You guys seen that? I honestly believe Zhang beats Fury and Usyk. Well, that may be. Look, we don't know these fights until they get their ass in the ring. I think for the last 5 years, since the Klitschko's, or really 6, since the last Klitschko fell, okay, they were the only dominant people beating the people at the time. Since then, we haven't had a guy really consistently fighting everyone. We haven't. We had some guys that came close to that, but not really. Anthony Joshua has a good resume, but that's compared to the guys that don't really have a good resume at all. See, AJ, yeah, he fought Dillian White undefeated. He fought Joseph Parker, was the former WBO champion. He fought Charles Martin, was the former IBF champion. You know, but then where did these guys go with the rest of their career? He didn't fight Wilder. He didn't fight Fury. He did fight Usyk, and he lost to Usyk. He fought Andy Ruiz and lost to Ruiz. Andy Ruiz hasn't fought anyone else since either. Okay, neither has Tyson, Fury, and Wilder. They're busy fighting each other like they're in a fucking bromance. So, like, these guys are not really fighting anybody. So we don't know how these other fighters would fight or line up with. We don't know. Zwane coming in with that 70 czar. He says Fury got desperate after eating the canvas from there onwards. He fought to survive. He clinched because he was gassed, getting hurt, and he ran out of ideas. If Ngannou had gas, he would have slept him. I think that's true. I think, well, really, though, I'll add to that. Appreciate that love. Keep these super chats coming. They mean a lot to me. You guys never know. Here you go. I think Tyson Fury felt that punch, that power anyway, because he was doing that before. He was doing that shit before he got hit. So he got caught in the 3rd round. This motherfucker, when he would get in the corner, he would go in to grab Francis. I'm like, okay, he's not even fighting. He's just grabbing. And then when you do stuff like that, you're buying time and you are surviving. Ex-con, you can't hold a UFC fighter. Usyk versus Ngannou, just to reshuffle. If I'm Usyk, I would stay the hell away from all them fights. You know the fight I want? The fight that he should have got. The fight that he should have got is the fight that should have happened. It should have already happened. But Tyson, being Tyson, wanted to, in fact, go head on and, you know, do his own thing. Lee, new heavyweight champion. You see that? We got 300 people in here. God bless all of you. Let's get those likes up. Let's hit the like button. If Ngannou would have been focused on beating Fury body and arms, he would have stopped Fury. Troy, I think, if anything, that's what I wanted him to do more of. I wanted him to do more of, the body work. See, you know, you take an air out of that tire, You know what I mean? And he already had heavy hands. And I think what happened when Francis Ngannou caught him, when he caught him, he knew, hey, I caught this man with a left hook. And the left hook wasn't like a great left hook. It was just like it landed, but the way it landed, it was like, oh shit, it hurt Tyson. Imagine if he would have caught him flush. He'd have probably knocked Tyson's spark out. Y'all guys see that fucking right hand he threw and that whistle? You heard the damn noise. If he would have landed with that shit, he would have knocked Tyson out, bro. You just seen the dynamics. You just seen a big, brute, stocky, diesel motherfucking unit coming at Tyson, and Tyson's flabby ass was around there swaying around and trying to get away like he was Homer Simpson. Adi comes in with another half a duh. He says he was another sacrificial lamb that didn't die. He's supposed to die. I literally did a spat take. No one expected him to perform the way he did. Absolutely. Counterpunch boxing news. Fury needs to fight Usyk or be stripped. No way he should hold the belt for years with no fight. Well, I mean, just shows you, though, this all reflects back to the reason why you need someone legitimate. And it makes guys like Tyson Fury, guys like Mauricio Suleiman look like fools. That's what it does. It makes them look stupid because it's like, okay, you allowed Tyson to take a fight that he's supposed to won and didn't. Not only did he didn't win, he got dropped and embarrassed, right? They're trying to harness and hoard the whole market of boxing that's big enough, you know, for them to pay off. Look at all that money they threw away yesterday. They threw away money on flying saucers and shit. They had a saucer, a platform that went across the ring and the ring raised up and all that shit. You guys saw that? I'm thinking like, what? These dudes have too much money. Rene Paris coming in with another half of it. Duh. Should Canelo, well, Canelo should have fought Benavidez 2 years ago. He is in talks to fight Benavidez after Munguia, and Mike Tyson should train someone like Conor Ben, someone who tries to imitate his style. Well, I mean, I don't doubt that. I mean, I think Tyson, you know, should go to training. I think Tyson, you know, the way, bro, Tyson is a phenom. He's a phenom. He is definitely a phenom. You know, like Mike Tyson is a guy that is just like, he has no damage in the punches Tyson took, bro. Think about the one fight he fought with Lenox Lewis. I mean, the one fight he fought with Lenox Lewis. That shit, he got busted up, bro. Lenox Lewis was back, 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 back. You know what I mean? Back, back, back. Uppercuts, back. Eyes busted, swollen, bleeding. You know what I mean? He was leaking, okay? That was to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was like, damn, dog. You know, he was getting hit with shots that, you know what I mean? And even Lenox Lewis said, damn, well, his punches, it hurt my hand after I landed. I don't know what you're talking about, Larry. The guy has a hard fucking head, right? But I think what people need to understand now, though, if we're just going to call it a buck, we've been, you know, we keep it real here, you know, and I think people thought that I was being hard on Tyson. I'm not being hard on anybody. I just expect more that I see. Hollywood Fury is sinking. What are your thoughts on the elbow, Kurt? I got to take a look on it because I really haven't seen the fight since we saw it together live, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I took a look at the knockdown, but I heard about the elbow. Shout out to Bobby Collins. He sent me something earlier this morning, and I was still asleep. I'm still tired as shit, honestly. And my throat is gone. That's why I haven't really put, you know, what I wanted to put behind my voice. But you know what I mean? So I'm taking it easy. You know, I'm having a little beer and chilling out and stuff. So I haven't seen it. So I don't really want to talk on something that I haven't seen. But, you know, I've been telling you people, though, everybody that would listen. Fury's dirty as shit. He fights dirty. Look what he did to Steve Cunningham. Everybody, you hating on Steve. Man, he held this dude like this and fucking braced him and whacked him. And nobody said shit. But understand, if Tyson Fury shouldn't be champ, who is? Well, who should be champ is Alexander Usyk and Alexander Usyk alone. You know what I mean? Sure, Francis Ngannou. Okay, this is what should happen. And this is how fucked up it really is, and it's crazy. AJ stops Fury and starts 6 rounds. I don't know, but I've been telling you guys, though, that, oh, Usyk beat AJ. Usyk's no good. I mean, AJ's no good since he got beat by Usyk. We surely know now that Tyson would beat him. We don't fucking know that. You know what I mean? We don't know that at all, because all Tyson has showed us that he can beat one dude up 3 times. Ooh. You got other fights for other reasons. That's why other challenges are warranted, are in demand, simply because, people, you don't know the outcome because that person ain't the same person you've been fighting. I don't see how people don't understand it, and we're all caught in fanboy land. We're in fanboy land. I still believe Fury just had a bad day yesterday. I don't think Ngannou that was that good. I don't think, and I think the inactivity affected Fury a lot. Well, I mean, that's his fault, though. You know what I mean? That's nobody's fault but Tyson. The motherfucker should be. I got you, Renee. The motherfucker should have been active. And that's nobody's fault but himself. And that's what happens when you try to wait around to fight somebody that you're trying to hold and pick and put on ice for yourself because you don't want to take on the next current guy. You know who Tyson Fury should have fought? If he wasn't going to fight Usyk, he should have fought Joe Joyce. What was he really doing? He was either trying to hold out for a Joshua fight, either he was trying to do that just to throw everybody off because he was going to take the Ngannou fight. You know what I mean? And he should have been fighting guys like that. He should have fought Andy Ruiz. And I don't really know if Andy asked for that amount of money, but maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But the question is, how much money did Tyson Fury offer him? And then, but a better question would be, did he really want to fight him? You know what I mean? Like, would he really want to fight Andy Ruiz? And I think his height would have kept him away from Ruiz, even if Ruiz would have hurt him, you know, because we've seen Ruiz just easily outboxed. We've seen him outboxed by Joseph Parker. So I'm not saying that he would have beat Tyson Fury. I don't want to just throw everything on Tyson like he's just a bum and he can't do shit. What I'm saying is styles make fights for a reason. And if you think you're going to beat everybody based on what you've done to the same guy, or most importantly, a different guy, a different opponent, a different challenge, you're dead wrong. That's period, bro. That is how it's going to be. We got another one from Zane to counterpunch the inactivity comment. Ngannou hasn't fought since 23 of January, and he'd been nursing a torn knee. Well, styles make fights. Styles make fights. Okay? That's what happens. Styles make fights. Plain and simple. I mean, he probably was like Tyson Fury would have probably have problems with Francis Ngannou. Either he was active or not, though. You know what I mean? So let's throw that out there. Why not? He might have always had a problem with that type of style, just like I think Canelo will always have problems with pure boxers. Oh, sorry, 23 January of 22. Oh, no problem. I mean, that's just been, well, damn near 2 years ago. So, yeah. But again, that proves my point of what I was saying. He might have always had problems with him, and activity had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And here's another thing that I want to counter. Tyson Fury is always talking about no excuses. Tyson Fury was the main one that said, I don't know why Wilder has so many excuses. I beat him fair and square. Okay, fair play. However, oh, I just inactivity. Well, I had a lot of inactivity, and no excuses. I'm like, you just gave us one, dude. Stop that shit. Let me give you an excuse and say I don't give you an excuse. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. Fury couldn't cheat, so didn't win. Oh, Karma boxing MMA. I'm just I'm such an instigator. I mean, it's my job. It's my job to hear what people have to say, and hold on a second, guys. So I am so eager to hear what people have to say because it's my job to hear and to get feedback how other people feel so I can counter. I can't wait to hear what AJ got to say. We've heard Eddie. Eddie states the Usyk fight's dead, but then we know that Eddie has a fighter that he knows he wants to throw in there for Usyk. He has the mandatory for Usyk if the main event won't happen. Lions of Kurt, the establishment didn't want Francis to win boxing against corrupt. Well, I mean, here's the thing, if you want to protect some of the faces of boxing, why would you want someone that comes an outsider, a UFC hard-hitting, dangerous mother sucker to come in and ruin your whole platform by whooping your top heavyweight? Why would you want that, honestly? Sure, you guys know sport that I love, that I hate so much. We already know that. I mean, we already know what it is. Was he meant to win? No. But then again, it wasn't fair to begin with, people. Let's just call it what it is. If this was actually a legitimate opportunity for Francis, if they just weren't throwing the money that he never had, and let's face it, Francis Ngannou was fucked before he came to boxing. Okay, he was fucked before he came to boxing, but then he's looking at it as an opportunity simply because of where he came from. Cameroon, shit happened over there that was, I can't relate to. Okay, so let's call it. I'm not going to pretend I know. This man been through hell. This man been through a lot of stuff. Okay, however, he went to the UFC. He got over here and then he started going to the UFC. I mean, a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm fast forwarding what he went through. Okay, but he got to the UFC and then they seen how powerful he was. That old Derek Lewis type punching power that he had. Okay, and he did all this and he was fighting on the UFC and he left the UFC. So he wasn't making shit there. What does Dana White really pay his fighters? Not enough in comparison to boxers, right? Okay, so him going over to boxing and getting the amount of money that he got and received was good for him because he wasn't accustomed to that at the UFC. So he went from the UFC and he wasn't accustomed to getting paid like he got paid. So he went over here to the boxing platform and they're getting 8 million or 10 million or some millions, right? He wasn't used to getting that type of money. He's got more money than he does, twice as much money than he made his total career of fighting in the UFC, right? But he couldn't fight for the WBC. Okay, so he couldn't even fight for the opportunity to get the championship of being the king over at another. Like at least people. Let's just be real. Think about it. If you're a king on the UFC end and you left that platform, you left that kingdom to come to another kingdom, to conquer another land, in the land of boxing, and then you don't even get the opportunity to wear the crown if you can knock out the guy that holds the crown, if you're not even allowed to do that, how fucking fair is that? Counterpunch. How fair is that? It's not. So listen, guys. Francis was screwed from the beginning. He wasn't getting paid more, and in reality, he could have got paid more. He should have been paid more. Conor McGregor was paid more, wouldn't he? Conor McGregor was paid at least comparable money to what Floyd made. Floyd made $300 million. Conor made 100 and some odd million. He didn't get $10 million. He didn't get $20 million compared to Floyd's fucking what? $300 million. That's not even fair. It's not even comparable. So listen, before we start talking about Francis, I'm going to remember Francis already had it bad. Can we say that? Think about how I just broke that shit down. Francis was screwed from the get-go. He was fighting a guy. If he beat the guy, he still wouldn't get the championship crown. Morally. You know what morally means? Morally means yes, but not really. So he's morally a champion now. He's morally the unofficial, but he's not official. It's a reason why it's unofficial versus official, right? There you go. Can they call him lineal? They can't call him anything. Okay, so we have to look at it how it is. This man was getting screwed from the get-go. The only difference was he was not accustomed to the money that he got because he was already getting screwed on a much higher scale on a different platform. Ha! Counterpunch. So no, I mean, it is what it is. Fury's tactics that worked on Chisora, White, Wilder don't work against Ngannou because Ngannou's a different type of fighter. Triple AR. Ngannou has a rematch clause, says Jesse on the fire. Well, he's going to do some shit that he's familiar with. This, you have to understand. Look, Francis is not mad, people. He's not mad at anything. He's got career high payday money. You know what I mean? So he's not mad about shit. What he did is, he got a rematch, cool. But at the end of the day, people, Francis Ngannou's doing his own thing. He went over here to get that money regardless of what happened in the fight. If he got knocked out or if he got beat, you know what I mean, fair and square or whatever, right? It didn't matter because he was there for the money and for the experience. You hear him talk, he talks about the experience. It was like, hey, I'm just putting it, I know I belong to this, I belong here. I know, right? Yeah, he got tired, but I mean, he's a big dude. He's what, fucking 19 stones or some shit? Okay? So, it's a lot of things that Francis is going to be happy for. Ngannou smashes White Dubois in 2 rounds. Yeah, he'll knock out Dubois, I think, because Dubois is not fast enough to do anything else but attack. But then the question you ask yourself is, can Danny Dubois stop Francis Ngannou? If he can't, he's a dead man. Usyk somewhere in his platform shoes rubbing his hands like Birdman. See, let me tell you guys something. I don't have to see something that I've already predicted. See, everybody now, they're opening. Everybody's eyes are opening to Tyson Fury. Like, yeah, he's not really that good. Okay, I could have fucking told you that. People are talking about, I only say he's one of the best simply because it hasn't discovered that he's not the best. You know what I mean? But that's really because people have self-proclaimed him being the best fighter. I told you guys. Can I get wire in? And I told you, does people know, and you guys that have been watching the channel, can I get a wire in? Didn't I not say that I don't think Tyson Fury is one of the best fighters? I don't think he's the best. I've been telling you guys, I don't think he's the best. Wire in. I've been telling you guys that. I don't have to see a fucked up close encounter fight with Francis Ngannou to know that, but it proves the point now, doesn't it? It proves what I've been saying. Well, shit, Kurt's been saying that the whole time. Everybody thought Kurt was hating. No, I just need to see Tyson fight more. You can talk Hollywood horse shit all you want until you get your ass in there. And then when you get in there, then you show us who you are, what you can do, what you're about with another opponent besides the same old motherfucker that you fought 10 times. Let's look at it like this. Speaking of Hollywood, right? That's like a guy doing a character on a movie, and he did a sequel 3 or 4 times, and everybody thinks he's the best actor in the world. No, he just had a part that suited him. That's Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder's the part that suited him. He was the fighter versus the fighter part, similarities there. Okay, he was that suited him. Wilder suits Tyson because Wilder can't do things on the inside. Okay, and if you do, he will start filing you and using, dirty old school veteran tactics like, my man, Bernard Hopkins and company, stuff like that. There you go. He needs more time to train. Tyson Fury probably needs rehab. That motherfucker might be high. His problem is hiding in plain sight. You hear him say shit of, I've had me 12 pints of beer before I fought him. I fought a pint. You know what I mean? Dude, who in the fuck does things like that? Think about it. Tyson Fury, if that's what he said was true, he says, "Oh, I had 12 pints of beer. I couldn't tell you who called." Dude, that means you're probably more than likely a borderline or alcoholic. Tyson Fury is probably an alcoholic, and he has boxing ability, but I think it's deteriorating. That's why he looks about 45 now, and he's only 35. He looks 10 years older than he is, and he may have a fucking drug problem. He may have a drug problem in people, or an alcohol, a substance abuse problem. There's my empathy. He probably has a substance abuse problems because nobody drinks a beer before going in a fight. That's stupid. Why do you think you need to do that? If you feel you need to drink a beer before going into a fight, something is wrong with you. You may have other issues. And I think those other issues are affecting his boxing ability. Understand something. I'm not taking up for his performance. I'm just saying that Tyson Fury may have another problem. No, I don't. This is my drug right here. This Kachavan water. I barely even really drank sodas and maybe Sprite. I don't really mess with Coke. I used to love Cuba Libres. I don't take them no more. Too much sugar. You know what I mean? So no, I don't fuck with anything. And I was talking to Showbiz. He's like, dude, why everybody thinks I'm on Coke? Because we are very animated people. And then if you're very animated, people are going to think, yeah, he's on something, because not everybody's giftedly animated like us. We're just animated people. Not everybody's like, hey, what's going on, man? Man. You know what I mean? We're not that way. We're not that way at all. So by default, those motherfuckers they gotta be taking something. They're probably sniffing the same shit. Show and counterpunch. They involve motherfucker. You know what I mean? No. You know what I mean? In fact, if you seen me, well, hey guys, what's going on? More than likely something happened. Either I, lost my best friend, broke up with my girlfriend, something bad's going on. You know what I mean? And in fact, like if I don't have alcohol, I'm more that way. I need that shit to calm me down. Fury never left the powder. No, he didn't. I don't think he did. I think he still does it. I think all of them do it. Look at John. You think John Fury, he might still do it too? Oh, fucking give me a line, yes sir. I'll fucking kill everyone. I'm saying I'll fight you. He grabs his dick. I'll say I'll fight you, Mike Tyson. Oh, but didn't he say if Francis Ngannou fights and wins, didn't he say he'll fight Mike Tyson? Well, John, you gotta fight me now because my fight. Right? Johnny Fury realized that his sons are a fraud. MP, let's go, Kurt. Absolutely. Fury, yeah. Look. Fury has to redeem himself. Tyson won and you're pissed? Who's pissed? Who's really pissed? Hold on. Tech Leak says Tyson won and you're pissed. Who are you referring to? Are you referring to me? No, I'm not. I'm not surprised that he got the nod. I think a lot of these guys come on here to say silly shit to see if they get any kind of steam. Why was John next to Luke Fury, Tyson floored by a novice? Kurt, who will win, Deontay Wilder or Parker? I think Wilder will knock out Parker. I think Wilder is a guy that fixates on knocking you out because he knows that I'm going to cut to the chase. I'm not going to waste any time trying to show people how good technically I am when I'm not technically that good. So I'm going to do the one thing I know how to do, get you out of there. That's what Deontay Wilder does. UK doesn't have a lot of top fighters. Well, here's the thing. I think guys like Joe Joyce, I don't care how good you are. I think what's important that you attempted to show how good you are. Because everybody's going to lose. Everybody's going to lose. Everybody's going to get a defeat at some point of time if you keep fighting the guys or keep fighting new and improved and hungry challenges people. That's what it's going to be. Joe Joyce should be the representation of the guy that did his fucking job. Everybody is saying Joe Joyce was a fool for fighting Zhilei Zhang. No, he wasn't. He was just being a real fucking fighter. That's what real fighters do. They don't get caught up in bullshit politics and what happens if I lose and what happens if I don't get the win. And no, he took the challenge because the challenge is supposed to be in each and every fighter, and you shouldn't supposed to look at business like that, and that's what's happening. And then, see, because even if you do that, Tyson Fury, even if you think you're smart, you can end up in a situation that you did not expect, regardless of how much you try to plan, how much you probably try to scheme, or whatever it is. You're still going to get caught up in a situation that you did not anticipate. And that's what Tyson Fury did. Okay? That's what Tyson did. So, if anything, you're still going to get in a situation that you're not going to expect. So, you might as well grab some balls, be a man, understand if you're a real Spartan or a real warrior or a real sportsman or anything that you call yourself. If you really love the sport of boxing, you want to test how good you are. And if you're not gooder than that person, you might be better than that person another day. You know what I mean? But you're not as good as that person the day you fought. So understand that. Not saying you always have to have a problem with you. That's why you lost. No, you lost because you weren't the better man that night. Joe Joyce took the challenge of taking on Zhilei Zhang because nobody really wanted to fight him. He got beat by a guy that was, really controversial in Filip Hrgovic. Filip Hrgovic was also a guy that nobody wanted to fight. Everybody was trying to do the safe. Let me get the opportunity. Let me stay back and fight fighters we never heard of. Let's look up the list of the Uber drivers and the cab drivers and the fucking part-time plumbers and the half substitute teachers that box on the side, that's ranked, that doesn't really have boxing time in the gym. And let's do this. Let's wait for them. Pick them, knock them fucking senseless, give them a pretty nice check so they can go back to doing whatever the fuck they were doing before taking the fight in the first place. Let's do that. Instead of fighting the guys that everybody wants to see, giving us entertainment, giving themselves a true challenge, and knowing where they truly are in the sport of boxing. Let's do that. But they're not doing that. So guess what? Anybody has something to say about Joe Joyce, come see me, because Joe Joyce is a real one. At least he wanted to take on the guy that possibly could put him on his ass, and the guy that could possibly put him on his ass, put him on his ass. Counterpunch. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys for coming in for this live chat. Stay tuned for new and improved hot content coming your way. I will check out this elbow situation that we've been talking about on the screen. God bless you all. Have a great weekend and a wonderful week. And you all have been counterpunched. Peace!